Well, it's time for game number 6 of this first round site in Fayette, Missouri, on the campus of Central Methodist University. This is another elimination game between the Firehawks of Tennessee Southern and the Thunderbirds of British Columbia. The Firehawks won their first game yesterday, defeated Campbellsville, Kentucky, and then they lost to LSU Alexandria to get to this game, so they're 1-1. British Columbia the same. They lost to Central Methodist yesterday afternoon, 4-1, but then came back today in the noon game and defeated Campbellsville in 10 innings, 2-1. Bases loaded, ground ball to the infield, a run scored, and they win it in 10. So they didn't have much of a break, and they're right back here after 10 innings to take on the Firehawks. In their second game today, Central Methodist on a home run in the top of the 7th inning by their catcher, Lauren Hill. The difference in a 4-3 win over the number 1 seed, LSU Alexandria. So the winner of this game will play against the Generals at noon tomorrow, and the loser of this game, the tournament will come to an end with a record of 1-2. CMU awaits the winner of that game, the game between the Generals and the winner of this one, for a 2:30 match tomorrow afternoon. So we're just about on schedule. It's kind of surprising with that long first game, a 10-inning game, but we're only about 5 minutes behind schedule as we get this one ready to go between the Firehawks and the Thunderbirds. Tennessee Southern, coached by Murphy Davis, are 31-20 on the year now. They're wearing their black uniforms with the Tennessee orange numerals and trimming, and the Thunderbirds in the blue pants with the white jerseys. Tennessee Southern is the visiting team in this game. They are the 5th seed, and the Thunderbirds are the number 3 seed. It'll be Haley McDaniel, the left fielder, against Shea Sever. Sever came in late in that game today, gets the win. She came in relief and was the winning pitcher. Right-hander. And she'll face Haley McDaniel, Lauren Petty, and Cassidy Davis to get this contest underway. It's a right-handed pitcher. And this will be the 6th game of the tournament. And we might wrap it up tomorrow, and we might wrap it up Thursday, depending on what happens. Sever comes in with a 2.41 ERA, 15-8 on the year, 16-8 now after that win today. She's pitched 133 innings, given up 121 hits, and her earned run average again 2.41. So we're underway. Haley McDaniel, the left fielder, slaps this one foul right back toward us, 0-1. McDaniel wears number 6. She's out of Hazel Green, Alabama. Went to Blue Mountain Christian University. And it's an 0-1 count. Here's the next one to her. That strike on the outside corner, quickly 0-2. Petty will follow, and then Cassidy Davis. In this Thunderbird team, they had to go 10 innings today, so they didn't get much of a break. Here's the next pitch. Way outside, 1-2. Jillian Matsubara is the third baseman. Keona Nordquist is at short. Caitlin Kim is the second baseman. Zoe Willington playing first in this one. There's a swing and a foul back. 5:08 Central Time as we get this game underway. And right at 80 degrees. Here's the next one. Outside, check swing by McDaniel. So it's a 2-2 count on the leadoff hitter for the Firehawks. Ground ball to short, handled there by Nordquist. 1 out. That brings up Lauren Petty. Petty is the shortstop out of Fayetteville, Tennessee. Went to Southwest Tennessee Community College. She also steps in from the left side. Remember their first game yesterday, the first 4 hitters all got on. They scored 3 runs against Campbellsville. The first 4 hitters. And they ended up winning that game 4-0. But then they lost 6-0 to LSU Alexandria in the 3rd game yesterday. Here's the pitch to Petty. Slaps this one foul outside of 3rd. So the count is 1-1. Next one to Petty. Slap. Foul, left side, out of play. So Campbellsville, Kentucky, the first team eliminated from the tournament. And one of these teams will be gone after today as well. Here's the next one to Petty. Slaps this one to left field, but coming in a couple of steps, McGilvery to make the catch. 2 down. So that brings up Cassidy Davis, the right fielder. Cassidy from Lebanon, Tennessee, went to Jackson State Community College. Another left-handed hitter. First pitch to her. In for a strike, 0-1. On 1 on Davis. And here's the next one to her. That's outside, 1-1. So 1-1 on Davis. We're just underway in the first inning of this elimination contest. Murphy Davis coaching at 3rd. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it for the first inning. That's the first strikeout by Sever. So in the inning, nothing across. We head to the bottom of the first, no score. Yana Nordquist will lead things off for the Thunderbirds against Ellie Singletary. She was the winning pitcher in Game 1. Played second base yesterday against the Generals of Alexandria. Right-handed pitcher. She'll face Kiona Nordquist to start things. And there's a strike. Nordquist, Caitlin Eng, and Shay Sever. Nordquist wears number 21 out of Pitt Meadows, British Columbia. And here's the pitch to her, and there's a ground ball to 3rd, handled by Lindsay, 1 out. What we have seen throughout this tournament, and of course you get to this level, you have to play pretty good defense, and we have seen some spectacular defensive plays really all day long. So one out for Caitlin Eng. Eng is the center fielder. Pitch to her. Fouled back to the screen, 0-1. Jennifer McKellar is the coach of this club. I believe it's her third season as the head coach. And here's the pitch. There's a strike. And it's quickly 0-2, so Singletary getting ahead of Nordquist. She struck out 9 yesterday in the win over Campbellsville. Here's the pitch. A little bit outside. Most of these softball teams play doubleheaders anyway, so they're used to that. British Columbia doing that today. Here's a little slap to the shortstop, 2 down. Petty, no problem with that, but it's only 60 feet down that line, so if you have some speed in your slap hitter, those infielders have to get rid of that ball in a hurry, and Petty did that. So 2 down. Here's Shea Sever pitching today. Came in relief and got the win in game 1. Carlene Murray started game 1. And she did a fine job. It was a long, long game. So strike 1 now on Sever. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first, and that is a pretty easy 1-2-3 inning. Is handled there by Cook. So 1, 2, 3, both in the top and bottom half of the first inning. Inning number 2 coming up, no score. We head into the second inning. It'll be Michaela McCain, Marie Bodley, and Carly Cook, the 3 hitters for Tennessee Southern. McCain is the catcher. Third base is Jillian Matsubara. Kiana Nordquist is at short defensively. Caitlin Kim is at second, and Willington is at first today. Here's a foul out of play, left side. McGilvery's in left, Caitlin Eng center, and Marin Jorgensen patrols right field for the Thunderbirds. Here's the next pitch. That's way outside, 1-1. 1-1 is the count on McCain. And the next one to her. Swing and a miss. 1-2. McCain, an average of .342. 51 hits on the year. And she's in the hole here, 1-2. Pops this one up, and there'll be a play for Matsubara. That is a fair ball. Grabs it just inside the third base, and one down. Here's Marie Bonnelly, designated player. Left-handed hitter. Bonnelly, a freshman. It's 273 on the year. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Back at noon tomorrow with the winner of this game at LSU Alexandria. Number 1 seed knocked off by Central Methodist 4-3 in a really good game earlier today. Here's the next one to Bonnelly. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. And the pitch. Just got a piece of that one to foul it back. Still 0-2. Bonnelly hits 273. Has 38 hits on the year. And she waits the 0-2 pitch. It's way outside, 1-2. As we broadcast this game, say thanks to all the administration and, of course, the Sports Information Department here at Central Methodist and all the administration, the athletic department for putting on a pretty good event. There's a swing and a miss. That's the second strikeout by Sever. Not easy to put on an event like this, and they've done it well. Here's Carly Cook. Cook playing first base. She's played first base in every game. Hits 278. Right-handed hitter. And takes it outside, ball one. Well, obviously had a big crowd for the last game with the home team CMU playing. The crowd has thinned out somewhat after that. They'll be back tomorrow. Cook waits, and here's the pitch to her. There's a strike, 1-1. So the first 5 have been retired by Sever. And she's ready to go to work here on Cook. 1-1 is the count. Way high, 2-1. Sever ready to work. And here's her pitch to Cook. That's high. So it went from 1-2, or 0-1 to 3-1 now. Firehawks looking for the first base runner. And here it comes. Fly ball down the right field line, foul. That was slicing. And it was fouled by a good 10 feet. So now it's a 3-2 count. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's the third strikeout for Sever, second in the inning. And the first 6 are retired for the Firehawks. We head to the bottom of the second, no score. Bottom of the second coming up, and it'll be Caitlin Kim, Kennedy Ainge, who's the designated player in this game, and then Zoe Willington, who's starting at first base in this one. Here's Kim. She's the second baseman for the Thunderbirds. And she hits this one to left field, and it's dropped out there. McDaniel trying to catch it in the gap. Had it go off her glove, and that'll be a double, I would believe. It was a kind of a running tough catch there. So Kim lead off. She's at second base, and here's Kennedy Ainge. Ainge is the designated player in this game. Caitlin Kim on at second now. Ainge batting from the right side. Well, McDaniel got a glove on it, but she was running out into the left center field and couldn't hang on. Umpire had to make a little adjustment on his mask. That's why we had the delay there. So Kennedy Ainge steps in. First time she's been to the plate. She may have been a pinch hit at one other time. I'm not sure. But has not had too many appearances or played too much in this tournament. Then she takes ball one. Runner at second, nobody out. Ball two outside. Singletary. Misses the plate on the first two pitches here in the bottom of the second inning. And here's her next one. Fouled right side out of play. So it's 2-1. Two and one is the count on the designated player for the Thunderbirds, Kennedy Ainge. There's a strike, 2-2. This Thunderbird team comes in 28-19 after their win today. Pitch, foul back to the screen. No score, but a runner at second and nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch. Fouled again off the screen to the right side. Final game of the day. We've started at noon today. Here's the next one to Ainge. Way high and outside. She's worked the count full at 3-2. So 3-2 on Ainge. Willington is on deck. Nobody out here in the second inning. Here's the next one to Ainge. Popped up on the infield. Petty goes back a couple of steps on the grass type of the turf and makes the catch, one out. So one out. Here's Willington getting a start at first base tonight. Zoe out of Victoria, British Columbia, of course. Here's the pitch to her. High ball one. Right-handed hitter. One and 0 is the count on Willington. Runner at second is Kim. There with a double. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 1-1. Matsubara would be on deck. Jillian. So here's the pitch to Willington. A 1-1 is on the way with a runner at second. And the pitch. Little pop up behind second. It's going to drop for a hit. Kim could not advance. She wasn't sure that ball was going to be caught. It dropped right between the shortstop Petty and the center fielder Hill. So that's a hit for Willington. Now runners at first and second with one out. Wasn't hit hard, but found an opening. And again, Kim could not advance. Wasn't sure that ball was going to be caught. Matsubara the hitter now. And she hits it to left field, and that one is caught up against the fence by McDaniel. Wow, what a play. Into left center, right up against the fence, and she made the catch. So there are two out with runners now at second and first. That was a heck of a play, running into that fence out there, but she held on. So two down for Kennedy Laird, the catcher. Well, we have seen some defense today. Pitch to Laird way high, 1-0. One and 0 on Laird. Runners at first and second. Two outs. That's high, 2-0. Mira Jorgensen is on deck. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss late on that swing. And it's 2-1. Singletary walks behind the pitching rubber. Now steps back on, takes a look over the dugout to get the pitch. And here it comes. Popped up, foul out of play. 2-2. Two and two is the count. On Laird. And here's the pitch. Into short right field, and going out the second baseman, Mosley makes the catch. So a leadoff double, but nothing to show for it. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. A fine catch by Haley McDaniel out in left field, and 2 left on. We head to inning number 3, no score. Third inning coming up. It'll be Hannah Lindsay, Ella Singletary, and Hannah Hill. The 3 scheduled hitters for the Firehawks. Shea Sever back to the pitching circle. Struck out 3 already in this game. There's a strike on the inside corner to Hannah Lindsay, the third baseman. Here's the next one. There's a strike, quickly 0-2. Well, Sever struck out the last two in the second inning. Has an 0-2 count here on Lindsay. Just outside, 1-2. In the third inning of this scoreless game. LSU Alexandria will play the winner of this game at noon tomorrow, and then the winner of that game will turn right around and play Central Methodist at 2:30. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. That's a fair ball, handled there across the diamond. Matsubara to Willington, 1 out. Here's Ella Singletary, the pitcher. Ella trying to go 2-0 pitching circle. Won that first game yesterday. Left-handed hitter. Takes ball one. So 1-0 is the count. And here's the next one to her. That's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Murphy Davis coaching third in the shadows behind that, coming out from behind that third base dugout. Here's a bunt, charged, throw to first, and a bad throw. And that's going to allow Singletary to get to second, diving in head first. So that'll be an error on the throw by Matsubara. She picked it up cleanly, but then threw it wildly. Good play by Matsubara, but then the throw was wild. Hannah Hill is now the hitter. And the pitch to her is outside, ball one. So runner in scoring position. For the Firehawks here in the third inning. And here's the pitch to Hill. Ball two. We're going to score that as an infield hit and then the error. The infield hit by Singletary to get to first, and then she got to second on the throwing error. Pitch. There's a strike to Hill. 1 out, runner at second. No score. We're in the top of the third inning. And it's a 2-1 count on Hannah Hill, the center fielder. This is a foul ball at the third base line. So now the count is even, 2-2. Two and two is the count on Hill. Here's the next one to her. Pop foul behind us, out of play. Very light breeze out of the, looks like out of the southeast now. But very light. Both the Canadian and American flags out in center field. Here's the pitch. Base hit into left field. Singletary checks in at third. She'll stop right there on a solid base hit to left by Hannah Hill. So runners at first and third with 1 out in the top of the order, and Haley McDaniel.
Number 6, Haley McDaniel.
McDaniel grounded to shorter first time up. So Singletary on at third. Hill's on at first. Top of the order. Laying in at third and first. Here's the pitch. There's the throw down, and diving back in safely at third base was Singletary, and on that play, Hill goes to second. So second and third now. And an 0-1 count on McDaniel. So two runners in scoring position. And here's the pitch to the leadoff hitter. Little flare into short left field, and it's going to be grabbed by the shortstop, Nordquist, as she goes out in a very short left field. So two outs now, and the runners have to hold. Big out. And here's Lauren Petty. Petty flying out to left her first time. So two outs, two on, no score, top three. Pitch to Petty. Takes a strike. Another left-handed hitter. Two hits in the inning, runners at second and third. But now two outs. Severs' pitch. Strike two as she takes that one. Shortstop and second baseman back up a few steps now with two outs. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. On the short hop throw, and safe at first base. I think they pulled her off the bag, and a run scores. Boy, good play by Nordquist. Took it on the short hop, threw low. It was grabbed, but not in time. Singletary scores. Hill goes to third. That'll be an infield hit for Petty. So now here's Cassidy Davis. Good hustle by Petty to beat that one out. So now first and third. One run in. And two outs for Davis, who struck out her first time up. Pitch to her, swing and a miss. And heading down to second base is Petty. So runners at second and third. And Davis has an 0-1 count. Oh and 1 on Davis. Way outside, 1-1. 1-0 now. Tennessee Southern with the lead. Runners at second and third. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. Sever has 3 strikeouts, looking for another one here to end this third inning. Here's the pitch from Sever. Fly ball foul, out of play, left side. Stepping back in from the left side is Davis. McCain is on deck. And here's the 1-2 pitch. That hit her. Pitch hit her on the arm. And so the bases are loaded. And she is walking down that right field line. She got hit maybe in the hand or the forearm. Hit her in the elbow. Or the first base coach said hit her in the elbow. Boy, you know, that's gotta hurt. So the bases are loaded for Michaela McCann. Big bat here in the third inning. Attending to Davis down that right field line. You know, as a kid or any other time you hit that elbow, Yet Ojarian got hit by that softball. Firehawks lead at 1-0. Tending to her, I think she'll be all right. So the bases will be loaded. Hills at third. Petty at second. Davis now at first, hit by the pitch. And here's McCain. McCain could open this thing up with a hit. Michaela McCain. To face Shea Severn. Here we go. Bases loaded. Strike one, outside corner. McCain, average of 342 on the year. And here's the next pitch to her. Outside, ball one, nowhere to put her. One run already in. And here's the next one to McCain. Fouled straight back here, 1-2. Here's the next one to McCain. Oh, she got around on that one. Pulled it foul down the right side. Way foul. And the next one to her. Ground ball up the middle. It is the throw to second, safe. Fielded behind second by Caitlin Kim. Flipped it to the shortstop, Nordquist covering, but not there in time to get Davis, and another run scores. Well, there'll be a little discussion out there as Jennifer McKellar, the head coach, comes out. Good play by Kim behind second. Got to it, flipped it to the shortstop, Nordquist, but the umpire said safe. So Hill scores. Petty goes to third. Davis on at second. Now, I don't think they would have had her at first, so that's a hit by McCain. The base is still loaded. Now 2 runs in, and here's Bonnelly. She could really open this game up. It's already 2-0. Swing and a miss. Bases loaded. Next one to Bonnelly. Outside, 1-1. This is the 8th hitter in the inning. And there's still just 1 out. And here's the next pitch. I'll check that there are 2 outs. The base is loaded. 1-2 now on Bonnelly. Yeah, Hannah Lindsay started the game with a ground out. So here is the 1-2 pitch. That is a base hit into left field. Another run will score. And the merry-go-round continues. Bonnelly, a base hit to left. Petty scores. Davis stops at third. McCain stops at second. And here is Cook, the 9th hitter in the inning. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming in. 3 runs in now. And Riley Woodward is going to come on to pitch. So the line on Sever, 2 2/3 innings. Let's see how many hits in this inning. 5 hits in this inning. She's given up 3 runs. The other 3 are all her responsibility as well. She hit a batter. So she is done after 2 2/3, and Cook comes in to hit against Riley Woodward. Woodward, a 1.87 earned run average. Is 1 2 on the year. 30 innings, giving up 35 hits. Well, she comes in here now with 3 runs already in, and this is the 9th hitter of the inning, Carly Cook. Runner at third is Davis. McCain is at second. Monley's at first. Again, all these runners still the responsibility of Shea Sever, who retired the first 6. Here's a pitch, and that's a strike to Cook. Oh 1 on Cook. She struck out her first time up. Pitch is way high, 1-1. No place to put her. Runners getting ready to take off on this 1-1 pitch. Strike 2, 1-2. Top of the third, and the Firehawks lead at 3-0 now. And the pitch. Way high. 2-2. Runner at third, Davis. McCain second. Bodley first. And here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Handled there by Willington. Steps on the bag, and the inning comes to a close. 9 batters come to the plate for the Firehawks. They score 3 times. 5 hits. There was an error, and they left the bases loaded. 3-0 Tennessee Southern, heading to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning. Going back to work, Ellie Singletary. She'll face Maren Jorgensen, then the top of the order. Jorgensen, the right fielder. Left-handed hitter. And she takes ball 1. This is the third and final game of the day. We'll be back here at noon tomorrow. And the winner of this one will be in that game. Here's the next pitch. Ball 2. So Singletary getting behind 0-2 to the ninth hitter in the order. There's a ground ball to short. Throw to first. One out. Petty just had to take a few steps towards second base. Grabbed it. One down. That brings up Nordquist, who grounded to third her first time up. First pitch to her, up the middle, base hit. She didn't waste any time. Ground ball right up the middle for a base hit for Nordquist. So she's on with one out for Caitlin Eng, who grounded to short her first time up. Runner on at first, Nordquist. And the pitch to Eng, that's slapped into left field, and the left fielder is right there. Played her perfectly. Was playing in toward the line, and that's where Eng hit it. 2 down.
Number 20, Shea Sever.
So here's Shea Sever. Staying in to hit, of course. Has the DP now. Ball one, but quickly 2 outs. The ground out, and then the base hit, and then a fly ball to left field. So Singletary, after her team giving her those 3 runs, and she was a big part of that, trying to shut down the Thunderbirds here. Ball 2. Two and 0 the count. There's the strike, taking all the way with Sever, and it's 2-1. Two and 1 on Sever. Fly ball left center, and that's hit pretty well, and that's going to short hop the wall. Rounding third, Nordquist racing to the plate, and she scores on the double by Sever. Boy, Nordquist, she was on the move. And she makes it 3-1 on the double to left center by Sever. So another runner in scoring position. Now here's Caitlin Kim. She doubled her first time up. That ball was ripped to left center, and with 2 outs, of course, Nordquist off with the hit, and she came all the way around to score to make it 3-1. Now here's Kim. Ball 1 outside. Bottom of the third, it's 3-1 now. And the pitch. Off the fist, fouled back to the screen. Runner at second. Here's Sever. Here's the pitch. There's the ball. It's 2-1. If Kim would reach, it'd be Kennedy Ainge. And the next pitch. Ground ball right up the middle. That's a base hit. Sever will be held at third base as Kim gets a base hit. Now first and third with 2 out. That's the second hit for Kim, and here's Kennedy Ainge. Now I don't know if something happened to Singletary. She reached for that ball. Said she's okay. So first and third, and here's Ainge, popped out to the shortstopper first time up. 3 runs by the Firehawks in the top of this inning. The Thunderbirds have come back with 1 and have runners at second and third, and here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Runner at third is Sever. And the pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. 3-1 is our score. We're in the third inning. And the next one. Popped up, foul, out of play behind us. The shadows coming from the left side, or from the west side. Before long, the home plate area will be in shadows. In fact, already starting to see that. So that'll make it rather interesting. Here's the pitch. Fly ball center field, backing up about 3 steps. Hannah Hill makes the catch, inning over. But in the inning, a run for the Thunderbirds. 3 hits in the inning. No errors and 2 left. We played 3. And UT Southern has a 3-1 lead over British Columbia. Fourth inning coming up here, and it'll be Hannah Lindsay, Ella Singletary, and Hannah Hill. Remember, the Firehawks batted around in the third inning and scored 3 runs. So Lindsay grounded out to third to start that third inning. And she steps in to start the fourth. And takes a strike, 0-1. Riley Woodward now doing the pitching. 1-1 is the count. There's the strike, 1-2. Woodward came in and got cooked on a ground ball. Here's the pitch. There's a little flare into right field, right down the line for a base hit. That's just over first baseman's head, and before the right fielder Jorgensen could get there, and found that empty spot. That's a base hit for Lindsay to start off the fourth, and here comes Ella Singletary. Matsubara playing way in at third. Now she'll back up a couple of steps. Let's see if Singletary's bunting. She takes the strike, pulled the bat back, but took a strike, 0-1. So 0-1 on Singletary. Tries to bunt again. That is a foul ball. Bunted right at the plate. Singletary did what a good player would do. She did not hear the umpire say foul, so she took off and went to first. But it was a foul ball. It's 0-2. Hannah Hill's on deck. Here's the pitch. She reaches for this one, gets it, and heads for first base. She's limping a little bit as she might have pulled something. When she was out on defense, she just, they may have called that I guess they called her out. Said she was out of the box. So Singletary is out. And she was kind of jogging down to first, but she knew she was out of the box. So she's out. Lindsay has to go back to first. Boy, we've seen that several times in this tournament. And here's Hannah Hill. Singletary knew she was out. Was going to be out anyway, but so Lindsay goes back to first. Hill is the hitter. There's one out. And 2-0 is the count on the ninth place hitter for the Firehawks. There's a strike. She was going to take Standard to take a strike, and she just got one, 2-1. Fourth inning, 3-1. Tennessee Southern with a lead. Next pitch. Chop. That is a foul ball, third base side. Matsubara got to it, but it was foul. So 2-2 is the count. Hill gets back in the batter's box from the left side. There's a runner going to second, stolen base. So Lindsay makes it to second. And it's a 3-2 count on Hill. Now the umpires are going to get together here, all three of them. We've had several of these conferences this last couple of days as well. They're going to say she left early. Let's see. They're going to call her out. I guess she must have left early. So Lindsay was going to steal second base, but she left early, so she's been called out. So what an interesting inning. Lindsay with the base hit. Then Singletary was called out for being out of the box when she hit it. And now here's a ground ball to second, flip to first, and the inning is over. What a strange inning. Again, Lindsay, base hit, and then Singletary was called out because she was out of the box, and then on a stolen base attempt, Hannah Lindsay left too early. She's called out. And now Hill with a soft ground ball to second, so no runs, a hit. No errors and nobody left. 3-1, bottom of the fourth coming up. New pitcher coming in for the Firehawks, Stella Gilbreth, out of Troy, Alabama. Ellie Singletary will now go into play second base, I would imagine. Yep, that's the case. So she'll be in at second. Stella Gilbreth, the end of pitch here. So Singletary gave up 3 hits and a run. Didn't strike out anyone, didn't walk anyone. She'll head to second base now. And the batter is Zoe Willington, and playing first base. She had a base hit her first time up. And it's a 1-0 count on her. Ball 2. from Gilbreth. Two and 0. Gilbreth out of Troy, Alabama. Right-handed pitcher. And here's her next one. Foul right side. Gilbreth a 3.70 earned run average. She's 9 and 12 on the year. 167 hits. She struck out 40. And it's a 2-1 count here on Willington. A little flare into right field. That's a base hit. So Willington getting a start in this game. She's 2 for 2. So she's at first for Matt Sabara.
The batter, number 2, Jillian Matsubara.
Willington 2 for 2. It's a 3-1 game. Let's see how the Thunderbirds want to play this here. Firehawks anticipating bunt, pulling the bat back, taking ball 1 is Matsubara. Lindsay was charging from third, Cook from first. Leadoff single. Pitch. She swings away and grounds it into left field for a hit. So first and second with nobody out for Kennedy Laird. Laird popped out to the second baseman her first time up. See if she's going to be bunting here. Once again, Lindsay creeps in at third. And here's the pitch from Gilbreth. Squares to bunt. Good bunt right in front of the plate. Throw to first for the out, and the runners advance. But that ball didn't get a foot in front of the plate. Picked up by McCain. She throws to the second baseman, Singletary, for the out. So 1 out. But Willington to third. Matsubara goes to second. And here's Jorgensen. A base hit could tie it. Check it. We have a pinch hitter here. Pinch hitter is Katrina Hedden. Hedden came in the first game today as well. So Hedden hitting for Jorgensen here with runners at second and third and 1 out. Right-handed hitter. First pitch to her on the inside corner, strike 1. Well, the Thunderbirds have not had a strikeout in this game so far, and this would be a good time for Gilbreth to get one if you're a Firehawk fan. 0-1. Hedden takes inside corner, strike 2. Nordquist is on deck. And the 0-2 pitch. Just outside, 1-2. We're in the fourth inning, 3-1. UT Southern with a lead. Here's the next pitch. That's high, 2-2. Willington is on at third. Matsubara is on at second. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That's a huge strikeout for Gilbreth. So 2 out in the top of the order to Nordquist.
The batter, number 21, Gianna Nordquist.
Nordquist grounded out to third, a base hit, and scored in the third. Second and third, 2 out now. And the pitch to her. Popped up. Right side. Second baseman, Singletary, makes the catch. Inning over. Good job by Gilbreth. In the inning, though, 2 hits. But no runs, no errors, and 2 left. The Thunderbirds have stranded 6. Inning number 5 coming up 3-1. UT Southern with the lead. Fifth inning, top of the order, Haley McDaniel takes a strike. 0-1 facing Riley Woodward. Here's the next pitch. Bunted in front of the plate. Good bunt. Throw to first. Out. Boy, that was a close play. Picked up by Woodward. She threw it to first. Bang, bang play. McDaniel out. There's 1 out, and here's Petty. Lauren Petty. She was bunting for a base hit and maybe half a step. Petty is 1 for 2 and scored a run in that 3-run third inning for the Firehawks. Here's the next one to her. High and outside, 1-1. And the next one. Runs up and takes a strike. 2-1. This one slapped to short. Throw to first, 2 down. So quickly, 2 outs here in the 5th, and that's going to bring up Cassidy Davis. Struck out, hit by a pitch, hit right on the elbow. She takes it high, ball 1. Here's the next one to her. Outside ball 2. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Third game of the day. Here's the next one to her. There's a strike. Taking all the way. It's 2-1. Winner gets LSU Alexandria at noon tomorrow. That's a little high, 3-1. Three and 1 is the count on Davis with McCain on deck. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Woodward trying for a 1-2-3 inning here. And here's the pitch. Ball 4 inside. That's the first walk given to the Firehawks in this game. A hit by pitch. So here's McCain. She's 1 for 2. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to her now. That one floats outside, 1-1. Marie Bondley is next. If McCain can reach. Ball 2 outside. Here's the next one from McCain. That's hits the, it's like the shin guard of the catcher and bounds away, and that allows Davis to go to second, get in scoring position, and it's a 3-1 count. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. Good pitch there. Here's the next one from Woodward. Swing and a miss as she comes from 3-1 to get the strikeout. Her first strikeout. Fourth strikeout by the Firehawks. So end the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left. 3-1, bottom of the 5th coming up. Bottom of the 5th, it'll be Caitlin Eng, Shea Sever, and Caitlin Kim. Thunderbirds are trailing by 2. There's a base hit in the left field on the first pitch to Eng. So she's 1 for 3. And that brings up Shea Sever, who's 1 for 2, grounded out to first, and then a double. The ball gets away, and that allows Eng to go into second. So she's there with nobody out. And it's a 1-0 count on Sever. Here's Gilbreth's pitch. Strike. It's 1-1. So 1-1 is the count on Sever. Going to update you on some scores, but you should get into the NAIA website right now. Pitch, there's a line drive into right at Davis. She makes the catch, and holding at second is Eng, 1 out. Pretty well hit, but right at the right fielder. There's Caitlin Kim. Kim's 2 for 2, a double in the second. A base hit in the third, but left on base both times. Left-handed hitter. Takes it outside, ball 1. Here's the next one to Kim. Check swing. That hit her bat. That's 1-1. Trying to get out of the way of that one and maybe even hit the knob of the bat and roll toward the third base dugout. So it's 1-1 is the count in the fifth inning. That pitch is outside. That's 2-1. Two and one on Kim. Runner at second is Eng with one out. Fouled straight back here, 2-2. One of these teams will be back tomorrow to play some more. These teams staying in Columbia, Missouri, about 30 miles from here. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Diving stop by Petty. She cannot make a throw, but she saved a run. Petty diving towards second. Got the ball. Could not make a throw. And that'll be an infield hit, but she did save a run. Eng goes to third. Kim to first now, and here's Kennedy Ainge. So we'll see how that plays out. Good play there by Petty. We have seen a lot of good defense this week. First and third. There's a strike to Kennedy Ainge. Last time out, a fly ball to center. She does that again to get a run. It was deep enough for a sacrifice fly. Oh and 1 on Ainge. Ducks away from that one, 1-1. One and one is the count on Ainge. And here's the next one. That's low, ball 2. You can tell by watching our stream that the shadow's just about covering the home plate area completely now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Three and one on Ainge. Eng is at third, Kim at first, and here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, bases loaded. And here's Zoe Willington, who's 2 for 2. It's a 3-1 game. Firehawks with the lead. But right now the Thunderbirds have them loaded with one out. And Willington has 2 hits. Seeing her first action, and she's enjoying it with 2 base hits. Well, the conference in the circle is over, and here we go. Pitch. Ball 1 low. Good stop at the plate by McCain. I think that sun might start to be an issue for the right fielder and the second baseman as well here, and the first baseman. One and 0 on Willington. And the pitch. Popped up to the second baseman, 2 down. Singletary makes the catch. Runners have to hold. Big out there. So 2 out for Matsubara, who's 1 for 2, fly to left, and a base hit. Matsubara against Gilbreth. And the pitch. Strike. 0-1. Runner at third is Ing. The tying run, Kim, is at second. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Matsubara. Ball low, 1-1. And here's the pitch. Popped up. Short right field. Second baseman Singletary makes the catch. And the Thunderbirds leave the bases loaded. In the inning, 2 hits. They left 3 on base. They've now stranded 9. We head to the 6th inning. It's still 3-1. Firebirds. 6th inning. Firehawks will send Bodley, Cook, and Lindsay to the plate with that 3-1 lead. First pitch to Bodley. Hit to center field. About 3 steps back is Eng. 1 pitch, 1 out.
The batter, number 23, Carly Cook.
Carly Cook, the first baseman, 0 for 2. Takes the first pitch high and outside, ball 1. Firehawks scored all 3 in the 3rd innings. They batted around. Ball 2, 2-0. Woodward in relief of Sever has a strikeout, walked 1 and hit a batter. Hadn't given up a run, though. Ball 3 here. The 3-0 on Cook. And the next one to her. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. That's the second walk issued by Woodward. So runner at first with 1 out for Hannah Lindsay. And we're going to have a pitching change as Carleen Murray will come in for the Thunderbirds. Murray pitched yesterday and pitched in that first game today. She's out of White Rock, British Columbia, went to Howard University. So she's going to come in, the third pitcher for the Thunderbirds. Started with Shea Sever. Then Riley Woodward came in with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And now she'll leave with 1 out and 1 on in the 6th. And she'll face Hannah Lindsay. So Lindsay steps in from the right side. There's a strike. Murray in for the 3rd time. She's been in all 3 games in this tournament. for the Thunderbirds. 0-1. Ground ball right back to the circle. She'll have to go to first for the out. And advancing to second is Cook. So 2 outs for Singletary. Reached on an error and scored.
Now batting number 5, Ella Singletary.
And then called out for hitting out of the box. So she'll step in from the left side. Runner in scoring position. Takes a strike. Here's the next one to Singletary. Ground ball right to the third baseman. Matsubara flips to first for the out. Good job by Carleen Murray in relief, getting a couple of outs. And in that 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. The Firehawks have stranded 5. Bottom of 6, it's still 3-1 UT Southern. Here's Kennedy Laird, the catcher. Left-handed hitter. Check that. We do have a pinch hitter here. And that's going to be Claire Vanspal. So Claire Vanspal is pinch hitting here in the 6th inning. She came into the game earlier and got a hit. So she's leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Finally got a piece of that. Kind of rolled away from the catcher. But it's quickly 0-2. Galbraith has a strikeout and a walk. Right now, the pitcher of record is Singletary. She would get the win if it stays the same. That pitch is high. Gilbreth is ready, and the pitch. Fly ball left field, drifting over into left center is McDaniel, 1 down. He's had a nice game out there.
Now batting number 12, Marion Jorgensen.
So 1 out now, and here is Marion Jorgensen. She is 0 for 2. Left-handed hitter, and check swing foul, and right in front of the third base dugout, 0-1. And that's the shadows creeping across the infield now. And here's the pitch, way outside, 1-1. Outfielders looking up into that setting sun may have a little issues seeing a line drive. 1-1 is the count on Jorgensen. Fouled straight back, 1-2. One out, nobody on, bottom of the 6th inning. And the pitch. A little bit outside. 2-2. Two and two is the count now on Jorgensen, and the next pitch to her. Ground ball right back to the circle. Gilbreth the first, 2 down. Top of the order, Kiona Nordquist, who is 1 for 3. Rounded to third. Base hit, scored the lone run in the third. And a little pop out to the second baseman, Singletary, in the fourth. So 2 out, nobody on. There's a strike. Firehawk team is the number 5 seed, but they knocked off number 4 and trying now to knock off number 3 and stay alive in the tournament. Here's the pitch. 0-2 as that was called a strike. So 0-2 on Nordquist. And the pitch. Ground ball fisted towards short. Throw to first. Got her. A 1-2-3 inning. Nothing across. We head to the 7th. 3-1. UT Southern with the lead. Seventh inning. And it'll be Hannah Hill leading things off for the Firehawks. Here's the pitch. Runs up and takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Pitch, slap to third, grab there, throw to first. Safe, infield hit for Hill. Not much Sabara could do about that. She was playing in, got it, good strike. But Hill used her speed, infield hit. And here's McDaniel. Top of the order, she's 0 for 3. Tries to bunt, bunts it foul, 0-1. Oh and 1 is the count to the leadoff hitter for the Firehawks. Now it's 0-2. Runner at first with 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch to McDaniel. Swing and a miss. 1 down. That's the first strikeout for Murray. 5th Firehawk to go down by strikes in this game. And here's Lauren Petty. Runs up and takes a strike, 0-1. Here's the next one from Murray. Runs up and takes strike 2. Now both the pitching circle and home plate in the shadows. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So she's out. 2 down. And that brings up Cassidy Davis, who's 0 for 1. Struck out in the first, hit by a pitch, and walked. First pitch to her is ball 1. Another left-handed hitter. Well, the Firehawks 3 outs away from coming back here with a rematch with LSU Alexandria at noon tomorrow. There's a line foul left side as the runner, Hill, was heading towards second. Here's the next one to Davis, and that's fouled left side off the screen. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be hitters 2, 3, and 4 for the Thunderbirds. In this 3-1 game, here's the pitch. Check swing outside for a ball. Next one on the way. Swing. And a foul tip. They're going to appeal, and it's a foul tip that the catcher could not hang on to. Now Coach McKellar comes out to talk to the home plate umpire. Just got a piece of that one, and Laird couldn't hang on. So 1 and 2, we do it again. Line drive, fair ball down to the left field line. Hill rounding third, heads for home on the 2-out double. Well, how about that? You get a check or a foul tip, and on the very next pitch, you get a double down the left field line. So Davis is there. Big insurance run. It's now 4-1 for McCain. First pitch to her. Ball 1 outside. A 1-0 is the count on McCain. There's a strike, 1-1. Now it's a 3-run lead, 4-1. Next one to McCain. Upstairs, 2-1. And the next one to her. Fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Here's the next one to McCain. Takes it a little high, 3-2. Full count. And here's the pitch. Ground ball off the pitcher's glove to short. Throw to first in time for the out. So that would go 1-6-3 if you would be scoring off the pitcher's glove to the shortstop Nordquist and on to first. But in the inning, a run for the Firehawks. Couple of hits. No errors and one left. We go bottom of 7. It's 4-1 now. UT Southern with the lead.
Coming up from British Columbia, number 9, Caitlin.
Caitlin Eng, Shea Sever, Caitlin Kim in this 7th inning. The Thunderbirds need 3 to tie, or their tournament is over. Eng is 1 for 3. She takes a strike, 0-1. Winner of this game will be here at noon tomorrow to take on LSU Alexandria. Gilbreth in relief of Singletary. Here's the next pitch outside, 1-1. Ground ball to short. Handled by Petty. Throw to first. Got it. 1 out. So 2 outs now for Shea Sever and Caitlin Kim. Well, the Thunderbirds, I hope they enjoyed their trip if they can't come back here. And we certainly enjoyed visiting with their coach, Jennifer McKellar, and watching this team play. Congratulations on making this tournament. There's a strike to Sever. One strike on Sever. She is 1 for 3. 9 base runners stranded by the Thunderbirds in this game. Next one. Outside, 1-1. Sever on the losing end of this as far as the pitching is concerned. Pitch, fouled straight back. So it's 1-2 on Sever. This is the 3rd game played by UT Southern. Fouled left side. And once again, we'll do the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Ground ball. That is a diving stop by Petty. Throws across, not in time. Made a nice dive to her right. Backhanded the ball, but Severs on with a 1-out hit. 2nd hit of the game, and that'll bring up Caitlin Kim, who is 3 for 3. A double and a couple of base hits. Pinch runner coming in for the Thunderbirds. And that's going to be Brielle Donahue is the pinch runner. Well, here's Kim trying to keep this thing going here. Donahue, the pinch runner, pitch. Popped up. Second baseman, Singletary, makes the catch, 2 down. Now the Thunderbirds are down to the last out. They lost to CMU yesterday, defeated Campbellsville in 10 innings this morning, or started at noon today. So they've had a long day of softball. Now down to the last out. And this is Kennedy Ainge. Outside, ball 1. Runner on at first. That's Donahue, the runner. Ground ball right up the middle, right at the second base bag. It's grabbed by Petty. She steps on the bag for the force out. And UT Southern stays alive in the tournament. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. So the totals for the Thunderbirds of British Columbia, they had a run today, 10 hits, and they left 10 on base. The winning pitcher, Ellie Singletary, for Tennessee Southern. They had 4 runs. And they had 7 hits, or 8 hits in the game, and they stranded 6. So they'll live to play another day. Now with a record of 32-20. The season comes to an end for British Columbia with a record of 28-20. For the schedule for tomorrow, UT Southern will take on LSU Alexandria at noon. The winner of that game will turn right around and take on CMU at 2:30. Hope you've enjoyed our triple header today. We'll be back, Central Methodist University in Fayette, with our next game between UT Southern and LSU Alexandria